Bang. We're on now. What's going on, everybody? All right. Here's how we're gonna start. We're gonna go down to the best move in all of yoga. We're gonna do a little what I'm gonna call a power dog. We're gonna go up dogs and down dogs. We're gonna spend about 60 seconds. We're gonna go right here, about 2 to 3 second intervals in each position. Big inhale breath on your up dog. And then exhale up and back, 2, 3 seconds on your down dog. Try to link breath to movement. Inhale, breath to up dog. Your knees don't touch, by the way. And pressing up and back, exhale, breath, down dog. Just keep rocking and rolling. Warming up your spine, your hips, your shoulder girdle. Taking deep breaths, looking up. This is one of this is the two most popular yoga postures in all of yoga. And unless it's Bikram yoga, and Bikram's kind of its own weird little deal. It's its own weird little yoga universe, Bikram yoga. I like it. It's a fun universe, but it doesn't have up dog and down dog, which I think is kind of silly because they're just such good positions. Back and forth, folks. Up dogs and down dogs. And you can even speed it up, put a little power into it. A little faster breath movement. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's finish in a down dog. And then drop your knees to the ground, point your toes. Hero's pose is one of my favorites. Sit on top of your ankles, point your toes. Let your quadriceps stretch. Let your knees compress. Let your shins, your anterior tibialis muscle, the muscle that's responsible for stabilizing your ankle when you jump and land, by the way. When you jump in the air and then come to a land, it's your anterior tibialis, the shin muscle that's responsible for your ankle not breaking. I have some construction going down on my street, and it sounds like they're cutting concrete of all things. So, bear with me. Bear with me. Good. Let's swing those legs around. Let's come to a crisscross. Hip sockets. Hip sockets, y'all. Hip sockets. It's important. This is a traditional, historically important position. There's cultures all over the world, including religions, that sit in this position, take a hand mudra, by the way, where they take their fingers. This is for focus, in case, us Westerners that don't understand what mudras do. These mudras where they put their fingers together, these are focal points. This is to help create focus. It gives your mind a point to focus on in your fingertips, because fingertips are things that it's very easy for us to bring our attention to our fingers, right? So sitting in this position in a place of focus has for thousands and thousands of years been a very popular thing to do amongst humans. So why reinvent the wheel? Why don't we just keep practicing these kinds of things? Move around, maybe twist your spine a little bit. Some people, if they find my class on YouTube and they click on it and they see that we start out like this, I'm like, it's boring or whatever. I'm too buff and cool and whatever for that. No, this is the stuff that pays off over time. Let's take your elbows out front. Elbows out front. See if you can drop them to the ground. If you can't drop them to the ground, number one thing, don't beat yourself up about lack of flexibility. Just breathe and stay consistent. Just breathe and have that yoga, aka union, aka conversation with your body. Okay, have that conversation. Stretching is like having a conversation with your mobility. Now, if you can drop the elbows, tuck your chin. and really see how close you can get your forehead to the ground. Oh, baby, that's going to light up in the low back, the hips, the back of the neck, cervical spine, all over the place. Nice. Good. Sit yourself up. Let's take those legs wide. Access the inner thighs, which we neglect oh so much by sitting in chairs, driving in cars, sitting in toilets, all the things. Take the legs wide, flex your toes back, and just rock, okay? You don't have to do much. There's not a whole lot. You can shimmy shake the shoulders. I'm kind of flexing my toes back. I'm putting my hands top of the kneecaps. Some of you might not be able to do that, but I got a fun little analogy. I think some of you haven't heard it, so I'm going to say it. I know 90% of you have, and you're probably tired of it. If you're sitting in a kiddie pool with 10 inches of water, meaning your hips up to the belly button are covered, if you're sitting in that kiddie pool and you were to fart, okay, yeah, I said it, would the bubbles go up in front into your nose where we don't want them, or would the bubbles go back? You want the bubbles to go backwards, okay? I think everyone could understand, get those bubbles back. That's going to make it so those inner thigh muscles have to really take a hit here. We spend so much time with our legs closed in that these inner thigh muscles, they just lose a lot of their flexibility. Nice. Okay, bring the legs together, point your toe, or actually flex your toes back, push your heels away, and just nice, easy, classic field stretching. This is like track and field stretching, y'all. I call this field sport stretching. Wide-legged folds, the forward fold, standing forward folds, just classic track and field sport stretching. Good. Okay, here we go. Let's come to the knees. Now that I was talking about field sport stretching, I'm straying away. I'm freestyling now. What I want to do is take this right leg forward, kind of like you're kneeling. Okay, you're going to kneel about 90 degrees, and we're just going to drop in. You're going to slowly drop in. Don't target your left hip flexor. Okay, I got my right foot forward. Don't just target the left hip flexor. Target this knee, calf, and Achilles on your right foot, and let this knee come forward here. Let the knee come forward, and then rock back and access your hamstring on the right leg. Okay, about 3 to 5 seconds in each position. You could even take your right elbow and bring it to the ground just inside your right foot. This is more advanced mobility here. This is the kind of mobility you definitely want if you like running, if you like athletics and sports. And then our next position we're going to transition to after we do the other side is the classic pooping in the woods pose, or pooping. I should call it the desert, because in the woods you have access to trees and branches that you can lean on. So when I'm talking to like an 80-year-old who can't squat, I like to point it out, make it very obvious. Hey, you need to be able to do a low squat. Otherwise, you can't do like a very primary human function, which is pooping, without the porcelain throne, which doesn't really help our situation. All right, step it back. Left foot comes forward, back and forth, back and forth. You see how my knee is coming way out in front of my left toes, way out in front. Okay, if you have any knee issues or inflammation or arthritis, pain in the knees, inflammation, itis, right? Any kind of itis the doctor tells you. If you go to a doctor and they say you have some condition itis, you need to fix your diet. All right? You need to fix your diet. Fasting will help. Lower your carbohydrate intake, alcohol intake, these kinds of things. Allow your body to get into ketosis. Ketosis is like the number one way that the body cleans up messy tissues, messy garbage. But we in the West, we're so well fed that our bodies never access ketosis anymore. So, there's that. However, that's also not very popular opinion according to like the American Medical Association and really just American nutrition in general. We need to be eating, 6 meals a day, keep our insulin super high so that we can all develop metabolic diseases and make the industry lots of money. I got to be careful. I got to be careful if I want to grow these classes, folks. I can't be talking, against the Titanic, the monster that's just set in a direction to profit, make money off people being sick. But we do have good things happening in the world right now in that regard. In America, there's good moves happening in that regard. I'm really proud of what I'm hearing lately. Good stuff. Big moves being made. People are standing up against some pretty big, powerful, rich opposition. All right, here. Now, this left foot's forward, okay? Now we're going to take our right foot and just bring it forward, and we're right down here, okay? Remember what I was saying about pooping in the desert? You got no tree branch, you got no nothing, you got no log, you just got a hole, and we're going to stay right here. Now, some of you might have your knees inside your arms. No, 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 no. Take your arms inside your knees. Use your elbows to push those inner thighs. Ouchie. And another thing, like if you got achy knees, which I've had 3 knee surgeries, so I feel like I have the right to talk about these kind of topics. If you got achy knees, one of the best approaches is fix your diet, reduce the carbohydrate intake, allow yourself to get into ketosis. And I'm not saying let that become your new lifestyle. I'm saying use it as a tool to heal the inflammation. You don't have to all of a sudden become like a keto freak. That's not the point. Okay. Use this as a tool. So change the diet, reduce carbohydrates, try to get your body, towards a ketosis kind of position, maybe include some intermittent fasting and some fasting, and do this kind of stuff. And it will help. Like, it's like taking a wire brush and brushing off those inflamed, irritated cells, the itis, the inflammation inside your knees, arthritis. Okay, good. Now let's see if we can sit back on our heels. Take your hands out front. Just good old classic mobility here, folks. Maybe you take your elbows, bring your hands to heart center, make little prayer hands. Nice straight spine. I'll give you a side angle profile of my spine here. Good. Let's go ahead and straighten out the legs. I like to plant my hands, straighten out the legs. Now take your hands to the backs of the Achilles tendons. Try to hide your elbows behind the knees. Shift weight into your toes. Knees are locked. Zip the belly in. Tuck your chin. See how close you can get your forehead to your shins. Breathing. Draw the shoulders down and back. Pull on your legs. Use the pull. Use the hand pull, the arm pull, the pull up against your legs to draw your upper body further down your lower body. Breathe. Big hamstring stretch here, folks. Big breaths. Just being present with yourself. Good. Slowly roll yourself up. Up, 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 up. Right hand low back. Left hand low back. Now your feet are together. Heels touching, toes touching, knees locked, butt cheeks squeezing. You're grabbing with your hands the top of your butt cheeks, and you're going to push your hips forward. Squeeze your elbows together. Lift your chest up. Big spreading open of your collarbones and your chest plate. Then drop your head back. Look back. Go way back. Squeeze your butt. Your butt is the foundation that allows this crane, right, like a crane on a job site. You got to have a strong lower half, heavy, strong lower half, so that crane can really extend out and get away from the center. Breathe. Looking back, going back. 10 more seconds. Ooh, if you almost fall over, it means you're trying hard. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up. Shake that off. Let your equilibrium come back. Let's take a little bit wider than hips width apart with the feet. And let's work this nice sling mechanism right here. Y'all know what it is. Then sway. Right here. Baseball swing, frisbee throw, hockey swing, golf swing. What else? I mean, like a punch, like a hook punch. Right? What else? I mean, dancing. This is like an athletic flow movement. You see people who, aren't exactly very athletic. All right, they haven't invested a lot of time into athletics or, just having that conversation with their body. They struggle with this because it's a dynamic movement, creating flow and grace, athleticism, transferring of weight, flexibility, rotation. Now really allow this hand that's going back, my right hand, my left hand, my right hand. That hand, when it goes back, the back hand, turn that palm up and you'll get a nice stretch through your bicep and your pectoral, which we all need. Also, don't turn your head with your body. You're gonna get dizzy. Always looking forward, eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the ball at all times. That applies with every sport, period. Eye on the ball, eye on your opponent. Okay, martial arts, eye on your opponent. Football, eye on your opponent. Defense in football, linebacker, eye on the opponent. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Relax. Good. All right. Let's work on the body's greatest spring chain. I'm going to go ahead and move this yoga mat out of the way. We're going to do a little bounce and shake and move and grooving with a little hip rotation. This is good for the feet, the calves, the knees, your body's greatest little pulse, your ability to spring upwards, okay? Kind of like jump rope. So what we're going to do is we're going to rotate our feet and our hips, feet and hips, feet and hips. It's going to look like this. Bop, 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 bop. And we got 60 seconds. Now, that might look silly. You might think, oh, that's easy. That's silly. Watch. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 20:45. Rotating. You see how my toes are really turning? Really rotating my hips, rotating my lower spine. Great for the lower half. Great for your feet. Quick twitch muscle fibers responsible for getting vertical, getting airborne. Hi, Zizi. Hi, Sugars and Boogans. She's got a cute little bun on her head, top of her head. And Elise has just been feeding her grass-fed butter and waffles, man. This kid is just turning into a little butter biscuit. She's got big old chunky cheeks. She's got more and more rolls popping, which is cool. Like, I like it. More fat, the better. That means healthy. That means survival. That means nutrients. Time, relax, breathe. Now, if you did all that and your feet are fine, you don't really feel any sort of like soreness, any sort of lack of blood flow. That's good. It's a good sign. If your feet are throbbing like, oh, that was hard, that means you could benefit by doing this more. Here we go. Now we're going to go set a 20 and we're going to really focus on getting airborne hard and getting airborne fast. Okay. This is one of the best plyometrics for speed and agility, quickness, impulse training. Okay. Just a pogo. This is called a pogo. Feet are together. You're going to use your arms. When you jump, your arms come up. When you come down, your arms come down and you load and go again. Watch. Get off the ground as fast as you can. Spring. Okay, I don't want your hands coming way up. They stop right here. In athletics, we call this blocking. This is called blocking. You use your hands to get airborne. Watch, I can actually get my feet about a 1/4 inch off the ground with locked knees just by using my hands. That was probably like a 1/2 inch, right? So I could actually create enough force with my hands to get my body off the ground. That's how important the arms are when you're jumping. It acts as like 7 to 10% of your lift. So here we go. Enough chitter chatter. 20 of them. 3, 2, 1. Let's get springy. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Breathe. Explosive. Okay. That should require a few deep breaths. That should get your heart rate up.
We're gonna do that 2 more times. We're gonna go 3 sets of 20 here. Breathing. 115, 121, 125, 14. Okay. A little lag in there. 145. Okay, round 2. Here we go. Feet together. Springy, getting pogo-y. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18, 19, 20. And look, I'm going full send. I'm going 100%. If you feel like your ankles don't quite feel stable, listen to that. You need to listen to that. It's important. That's a subconscious reminder from your muscles, from your nervous system, that certain joints aren't feeling confident. They're not feeling stable. Remember what I said about the anterior tibialis, the shin muscle. Super important here. Okay. Responsible for landing, stabilizing, and then your calf can create power. You can't create power from an unstable joint. If you do that, you create injuries. Here we go. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm on my toes. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Woo! All right. Breathing. I'll use this recovery period to talk about controversial stuff. So I heard an American physicist. He actually dabbles in a lot of stuff. Basically, he's like wicked smart. And he's got his wits about him. He's not brainwashed by stupid things. But he was talking about the food pyramid. And has everyone heard that it got inverted? Raise your hand if you did. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so the food pyramid was officially through, reputable sources, the FDA, officially flipped upside down. This guy's a scientist, physicist, and he talks very sensibly because he's a scientist. He said, the very fact that it was flipped upside down implies corruption. What this means is you can get away with bad science, and it will create some variability, some disorganization in the food pyramid, right? Some things where maybe it doesn't belong, right? Through bad science or just, common mistakes. But the very fact that all you had to do was go ka-chunk implies that over 60 years ago, they did get the right answer and they on purpose went with the inverse. Right? Does everyone kind of follow what I'm saying here? Okay. So the next time you're going through a medical process, please understand that these kinds of things happen at the most fundamental levels, and they're all derived on money and profit, and all you got to do is follow the money. All right? Here we go. Enough of that. So this exercise is tough. It's very tough. It's super tough. I'm going to start with 30 pounds. I'm going to go 30 pounds on my dumbbells. And what we're doing is we're doing a squat and press plus bear rows. It's basically a squat and press with a burpee with Renegade rows. We're going to do 10. This is going to take a little while. Okay? This is like running an 800 meter or maybe like a 400 meter. Okay? It's not a little 100 meter sprint. So here we go. I got 2 dumbbells. I'm going to go front rack. Okay? Here we go. I'm going to go squat, press, hit the ground, hop back, row, come up, front rack. That's 1. Okay, we're doing 10. In fact, I'm gonna give us a window. We're doing 7 to 10, okay? If you get to 7 and your heart rate's out of control, well, good job. That's what I like. I want that. I want out of control heart rates. Let's start from the ground, from the power clean, okay? All right, your power clean's gonna look like this. Catch. All right, then it's a squat and press Then you come down, you got a row and a row, and then you're right back here for one, okay? If you mess up, don't lose faith. You got it. Keep it going. Here we go. 7 to 10. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Front rack. Squat and press. Drop it down in control. Hop it back. You got a row and a row. And that's one. Oh. And that's two. And three. Ah. That's four. Oh. This is a fairly advanced motion. That's five. So if you're not getting it down right away, don't be too hard on yourself. Everything's nice and smooth. Make it smooth. That's six for me. That's seven. That's eight. Niner. Last one. See what I mean about the 800 meter? 185. Get some. Get some. Now, I want to be logical and fair when I rant, because I'm not always, I'll admit. However, the food pyramid, the way that it used to be, really benefited a lot of big industries, okay? Like the agricultural industry, big benefits. The pesticides and chemical fat manufacturers have really had a huge benefit. Pharma had a huge benefit because it created a ton of metabolic disease, obesity, diabetes, cancer, all these issues, okay? And that's primarily because it was like, hey, eat a ton of grain and carbohydrate, all right? Which started, back in the 60s and 70s when we had a huge shift to our agricultural system because we had to feed millions of people. Now we have a flipped system, okay? So that means that dollars are going to now start pouring into different industries. Well, who's going to benefit from it? Okay, it's fair to say the meat industry is probably going to benefit, the dairy industry. Obviously, it's a lot more of an animal heavy based pyramid. Okay, and you can have your thoughts about that. But the bottom line is the pyramid that was in place, the recommendations that were in place were bogus. They were really leading to a lot of disease and allowing a lot of big industry players to make a lot of garbage food. It's harder to do that with animal products, but when the cigarette industry can turn its scientists into the food industry, anything could happen. Who knows? And I'm sure it could probably go south. So just be aware. Don't fall for any garbage. Keep it close to nature. Keep it close to soil. Keep it close to the sun. Keep it close to the water and the air. And that's where we need to be. All right? The more manufactured it gets, the more bogus it becomes. All right, check it out. Right here. We're going to take 1 foot up. Okay? We're going to come down. 1, 2. Now I'm going to take this to the next level. I'm going to get plyometric with it. Okay? I'm going to go right here. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to get a little airborne. You don't have to get a huge airborne, just a little airborne, okay? Here we go, folks. Oh, that being said, you know, I might just go play some option puts on Nestle and Quaker and Coca-Cola and Pepsi and all those guys and make some dollars. Just saying. All right, here we go. Right foot goes up. Left foot, Bulgarian single leg squats for 10. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that burns. 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, for example, like, gosh, leave it to Coca-Cola to come up with like a cow blood derived delicious drink. How freaking vampirical would that be? I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out. Woo. 160. All right. About 15 to 20 seconds of rest, and let's hit the other side. Here I go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoa. That's 10. Breathing. And you know, honestly, these things shouldn't be really that taboo to talk about, but it's just so interesting how politicized some of these basic human rights conversations have become. I mean, around nutrition, give me a break. There's times I bring up nutrition policy, and the next thing I know, I'm talking about political candidates. It's like, what? What is going on? I just want to live life and be healthy. Woo! All right, so this one's going to be interesting. I've done this in a long time. I'm going to grab my 30-pound dumbbell here, okay? I'm going to take a step forward, drop into a lunge. I'm going to take my weight, and I'm right here, okay? Right here, holding. Over the front leg side, 20-second static hold, down low. Back knee bent a lot. I don't want anyone having less than 15 pounds. Honestly, I should probably have heavier. I'm going to go with 40. 40 pounds. All right. Okay, here we go. 3, front rack. 2, 1, left foot steps forward, back knee bends a lot. Turn to the left with your upper body so that the left shoulder is back, right shoulder is forward, and we're holding for 1, 2, we got 20 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go ahead and just switch it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vision is forward, left shoulder's forward. 5, 6, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Which brings me to another topic, okay? Politics, right? I'm not going to get into politics as to what's right or wrong, but I will make a suggestion for how you gather information. If you start, here's my suspicion, because he's standing up against some seriously powerful opposition, and he's got an incredible resume and should be considered an American hero for who he's sued and who he's won against. Robert Kennedy Jr. is standing up against some seriously powerful entities to make the changes that he's making. And it's hard to disagree that the current state of our health is good, right? Or is good. It's hard to disagree that it's not good, I should say. So my whole point here is, if you start hearing things about him, like bad things about him through third-party information providers, I would turn that off, Find an interview with him, the guy you want to form the opinion about. Listen to him in long form and then make your opinion, right? If you do that, you've done your due diligence as a citizen to gather proper information. You're not listening to what other people are telling you, which is far too common these days. Find a podcast, they're super easy, and try to learn the truth. Incline push-up, folks. You could come to either push-ups from your knees, right here, chest to the deck. Okay, we got 15 to 20, or you can go push-ups from your feet. But I'm gonna go push-ups with my feet on a box because I'm the coach and that's what's happening. Here we go. 15 to 20 reps. You can pick your poison. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Chin and chest touches the ground every time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go with 15. Because again, if you're the kind of person who has influence in influencing the consciousness of people in general, well, we know throughout human history that those people tend to get disappeared, okay? If you are a type of human throughout history, Jesus is an example, Martin Luther King is an example, Gandhi is an example, okay? These powerful people that could reach the masses and change their consciousness, those are very dangerous people for greedy opposition, all right? So keep that in mind, that you're not feeding into the tentacles of the greedy opposition through our public media and our cell phones in our pockets. I'm just trying to keep my people, you know, on the straight. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. Trunk twist with DBs. Trunk twist with DBs. Check this out. I'm going to lay on my back. This is called supine position. I'm going to put this bell up here. I'm going to take wide feet so I have a nice wide base. I'm going to bend my elbows slightly, and I'm going to touch and come over. And touch and come over. 1, and 2, and 3. Okay, we're going for 20, folks. I've got a 40-pounder. Everybody should have at least 20 pounds. Here we go. It should be tough on your core. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2. I kind of like to turn my hands, thumbs up, right before contact with the ground. 4, 5, 6. Use your outside foot as a foundation. 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. That's one round. When you're ready, we're back to our feet. Now, it was a number of years ago when I was teaching these classes where I used to be afraid to talk about this kind of stuff because I didn't want to risk my professionalism or my career or risk companies wanting to hire me or whatever. But then I just stopped caring about that. And the truth is more important. And seeking the truth is what people should really strive for, is the truth. Not popular opinion, not the safe choice, not what makes money, truth. And the truth is that people in this country are very unhealthy. Our children are compromised cognitively because of many technologies and lifestyles. And the more people know about this, the more it's hard to just sweep it under the rug, right? And well, corporations have incentives to make money. So, and they have a pull in the media. For example, pharma spent $17 billion on marketing to people like you and me in 2023. That's a lot of money, folks. $17 billion is enough money to brainwash the entire world, for that matter. Not to mention that America is one of 2 countries in the world that allow that kind of thing. Marketing to the consumer from the manufacturer. All right, I'll stop for now. Here we go. This is why I don't watch. This is why I don't watch the news. I gather certain information. I find out if it's true or not, and then I step away, because otherwise, oh man, I'll just be a freaking broken record. I'll be a nut job. All right, we're coming back. Round 2. We've got squat and press mixed with a little burpee and Renegade Row action. What should I call this? I used to have a name for it. I think it was like the Full Monty, or maybe I'll just call it the Powerhouse. Yeah, call it the Powerhouse. Here we go. We got 7 to 10 powerhouses. Okay, starting with a clean. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Squat it and press it. Release it. Hop it back. Right hand rows. Left hand rows. Hop it up. That's 1. This is a full body exercise, if you haven't noticed. That's 2. That's 3. That's 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And that's 10. Woo. Nice. Oh. I didn't bring myself any water. That was dumb. 170. Ah. Holding right about there, 169. Our next movement is a Bulgarian single leg squat. This is a heavy leg day today, by the way, folks. We're working some legs. The crown jewel of fitness. I'll be a little gossipy and talk a little smack. The other day I walked into this cafe, and as I walk in, I look over, and the dude's probably 22, 21, 23, just a fresh little chicken, right? And he's jacked out of his mind upper body. He's got the whole really extra thin tank top, the really narrow one that you see like Gold's Gym 1960 style. And he's just, like, you can tell he's feeling it. He's feeling himself. He's got the test pumping. I notice that corner of my eye. He notices me. I'm also wearing a tank top and shorts, by the way. So I walk in with Elise, but then I turn around and I thought to myself, yeah, but if he's got legs, he's the real deal. Then I turn around and he's got these little chicken legs. And I said, he's a gym rat. That's what that is. If you're all really developed upper body, it means you pushed a lot of weights. And if you don't have developed legs, you know, the athleticism isn't quite there. It wasn't built on a field or on a mat or on a court. It was built sitting on a bench pushing iron, which is a different deal. You know, yeah, nothing against him, but it ain't my style, that's for sure. Okay, here we go. And no offense to those gym rats, wink, wink. Train your legs, folks. It's the main metabolic muscle that keeps you healthy throughout your life. Your legs are the primary muscle that burns up glucose. The primary problem with diseases today in this country is insulin resistance, the inability to burn up glucose and bring down insulin, okay? It's literally causing diseases. If you train your leg tissue, you will have a better metabolism, a better immune function, and a longer lifespan, period. Here we go. Left foot. Set of 10, Bulgarians. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, mama, that's 10. Whew. And, you know, it spikes your heart rate more when you work your legs. It's a lot harder to hit a 180 heart rate doing bench press. Maybe pull up, because pull-ups is very strenuous. You might be able to pull it off, but only if you're like absolutely maxing. You do a set of squats or a sprint up a hill or something, you're at heart rate max. Pretty dang close. If you're doing it right, you are at heart rate max. Other leg, here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's boogie. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. Oh. And also, if you're so blessed to work out in the sunshine, it's going to cause your heart to work a little harder to keep you cooler. So, you know, it'll give your heart rate a little 10 to 25% boost. It'll make your heart work harder. You'll sweat more. You'll get a little tan. Obviously, don't overdo it. Don't be like me, all right? I tend to overdo it, but I like it that way. I like my life like that. I like to, you know, push the edges and get to the cliff and look over and get that ooh feeling, you know? I do that with a lot of stuff. Oh, but you know what? We need those people. And we need the safe people, the play it safers. We need play it safers. It's important, okay? But we gotta have camaraderie, okay? We got lunge, twist, and hold. Here we go. I'm just thinking about all the people who are watching this in the future on my YouTube channel. It's like, who is this guy? What a psycho. It's cool. It's all right. Again, on the edges. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Drop it in. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Make sure your head is forward, facing forward. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Hit a switch. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17, 18, 19. Relax. All right. Let's freestyle a little bit. Let's throw one more in on the legs. We're going to go hip switches for 20. You don't have to, but if you want to ride with me, hop in the car. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. On my count. Switch, 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 switch. switch, 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 switch. That's it. There's like 15 construction dudes with hard hats and vests all looking over this way like, look at this idiot. That's how I like it. That's how I like it, though. After 37 years, I've realized I'm just a little different because I'd be having like a dinner party. The next thing you know, I'm talking about nutrition and cover-ups and aliens. And people are glossed over, just looking at me like this. And I'm like, yep, I'm different. And my wife is looking at me, shaking her head. She's like, shut the heck up. And I'm like, I can't stop. Woo. All right, incline push-ups, folks. Your push-up, it can be an incline. Hey, I don't even care. It could be a decline right here. That's a good push-up too. Your push-up. Seriously though, Elise is like giving me that look after I've been just ranting for 30 seconds. And she's like trying to pump the brakes before it gets out of control. Here we go. These classes probably don't help though. Here we go, because I just sit here and talk to myself the whole time. 3, 15 to 20, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 this time. 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 20. Well, I got some really interesting news. Facts. Okay, facts. I just found out that Australia recently passed it into law that social media under the age of 16 is illegal. Whoa, that's big. Hey, I'm not even saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying that's big. And France is passing it up the necessary ladder of power with the verbal backing of the French president that he is suggesting, the French president, backed up by a cohort of scientists proving that this needs to happen, by the way, that they're going to pass into law, or they want to pass into law, under 15, no social media under the age of 15 because of the brain development, especially in girls. It's the worst for girls. For boys, it's not as big a deal. For boys, it's things like video game and porn. Video games and for like first-person shooter games and porn are the worst for a boy's brain. For girls, it's self-comparison, beauty comparison, all this comparison stuff, front-facing cameras and looking at the pretty girl on the screen for Facebook and Instagram. That stuff is brain rot for young girls. My daughter, man, I give no Fs, just ripping that phone out of her hand. I'm like, give me that. No, she'll throw a fit. She'll huck it across the room if I try to grab it from her. I'm like, whatever. You're going to grow up different. It's okay, whether it's right or wrong. You're definitely growing up different. Okay, here we go. Woo, I'm ranting today. Dumbbell, trunk and twist, supine position, folks. 20 reps. Here we go. Line on the back. You got your dumbbell up in the air. Actually, I'm going to go with 40 pounds. I'm going to go big dog. Let's go 50 pounds. Why not? Let's show off. Here we go. But I do recommend like 30 pounds should be enough for most. You don't have to, peer over the edge. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. On your back. Wide legs. Let's roll. 1. Oh, that's heavy. 2, 3. The last one was heavy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, 2 rounds down. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I really have been ranting, haven't I? It's 1 o'clock. All right, well, here's the deal. I'm going to do one more. Anybody that wants to hang out can do one more with me. If you got to be somewhere, you got to go. It's been an hour. You've invested your hour. Good job. All right. But I'm going one more round. If you want to join me, you can. Here we go. I'm going to start getting set up. But when I was sitting there grunting and groaning about these trunk twists, that simple action, folks, about with the grunt and groan, when you put a lot of resistance against your body, when you grit your teeth and grunt and go, and you create a lot of internal vascular pressure, you're releasing a Nobel Prize winning molecule into your bloodstream called nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is incredibly good for your health. See you later, Trevor Lee. You guys rock. Appreciate you. Woo! One more round. All right. Looks like I still got 3 gang members. Let's do this. 4's a party, people. 4's a party. Actually, it's 5. 5's a party. Okay, here we go. Let's make it quick. Let's cruise, okay? Let's cruise and bruise. We're lighter this time, and we're ready. 3, front racking, deep squat, overhead press, hop it back, pull, 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's boogie. 1, 2. That's 3. That's 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. That's 10. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh, my watch definitely ain't up to par. I ain't got no 142. Much higher than that. There it is. 170. I got the Muhammad Ali shirt on. Rumble, young man, rumble. Huh? Huh? It's an American legend, Muhammad Ali. All right, here we go. Bulgarian singles. 10 right, 10 left. Let's boogie with it. Here we go. Right foot's up, left foot down. 3, 2, 1. Still at 160 heart rate. Who cares? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nitric oxide, folks. Nitric oxide is created in 3 areas of the body. The number one source of the greatest performance molecule that your body produces, nitric oxide, NO2. The air we breathe, 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen. Our bodies takes nitrogen and oxygen and produces freaking nitrous, not really nitric oxide, but it's a performance enhancer. Causes vasodilation. I'll continue that rant in a second. Left foot up, right foot down. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. When you produce what we're just doing right there, what's called in the blood vessel, in the veins, the arteries, it's called shear stress, right? Shear stress means the blood is increasing its pressure against the vascular wall, the endothelial cells. The endothelial cells then secrete nitric oxide. Nitric oxide then causes vasodilation through the whole body, organs, brain, muscles, sexual organs, okay? The other place that produces a consistent flow of nitric oxide is your nasal passage, your sinus. So when you breathe through your nose, you get a steady flow of nitric oxide. It's really good for you. It helps keep your veins dilated and helps keep things functioning properly. The other area is in the white blood cell. The white blood cell produces nitric oxide when it detects an infection. That just goes to show how freaking imperative it is. Knowing all of that, and knowing that it won a Nobel Prize in 1998, 2 years later, I heard this straight from the word of the Nobel laureate himself, from his mouth. He said, you know what they did with that technology? 2 years later, pharma produced, drum roll please, Viagra, boner pills. Of course, duh. You'd take the greatest discovery in human health and make boner pills. Holy mama. That's the world we're living in, folks. Here we go. Lunge and twist and hold. Grab your dumbbell. Let's rock and roll. Left foot is forward. Left foot forward. Back leg has a deep knee bend. Turn to your left. 3, 2, 1. We're on. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna hop a little bit. 4, 5, 6, 10. 16, 17, 18, 19, switch. 15, 20. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that pharma only made Viagra. I'm sure I'm sure there's been some other things, but I mean, first order of business, let's make dollars. Cha-ching, dollar signs was the first thing they were looking at. And I didn't hear that through no third-party bullcrap news outlet. I heard that from the Nobel Prize winner himself, from his mouth, in a private interview. It's a great way to get information, folks. All right, 2 movements left: incline push-up and dumbbell trunk supine twist. Woo. Here we go. Pushing. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 13. Nah. And it makes sense. It's like if you can push yourself hard, if you can push your muscles hard, if you can endure hard, difficult things, you're harder to kill, right? I mean, there is so many reputable scientific, peer-reviewed scientific studies in major journals basically showing that the more muscle mass you have, or not just the mass, but the healthy muscle mass that you have, the longer you're going to live, right? It's directly tied to longevity, to the extent that grip strength is a major metric. It's in like the top 3 of longevity discoveries. Is your grip strength is in top 3 metrics for measuring longevity. What? Yeah, exercise physiology, which our doctors are taught 0 of, seems to be one of the healthiest possible tools that a human being could adapt. Wild. Wild. We're living in interesting times. Here we go, y'all. Trunk twisting, and then we are done. All right, this is a nice long workout. I don't usually go this long, but we are today. Here we go. 3, supine, trunk twist. 2, 1. Oh, let's boogie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's come up into an upright seated position, crisscross applesauce, and we'll close out class. For those of you that decided to stay and get an extra round in, you get to walk around for the rest of the day, carrying that in your mind. I stayed for an extra 15 minutes. One of those. It's kind of like a rooster, you know, like a rooster, like a cocky rooster. All right, crisscross applesauce. And here's what I want to do. I just want to take 10 big, full, deep breath cycles. Okay, in through your nose and then out through your mouth. You can close your eyes. Try to relax your body. Five, 8, 2 more. 9, 1 more. Let's go ahead and take a big, full, deep inhale and hold it at the very top. Inhale, breath. Close your throat, relax your stomach, and then come over the top of it and create a light amount of pressure. You're going to feel it push blood into your head. That's what we want. 10 seconds. Exhale. Big inhale breath. Big exhale breath. One more time. Big inhale. Good job, everybody. Rock solid. Killer class. I think that was good. I hope I didn't rant too much. Appreciate you all. Katie, good to see you. Celebrity guest. Let's go. Katie was the inspiration for me to make the online classes 1,000%. Katie was like number one class goer for the last 4 straight years. She was here like at least 3 to 5 days a week, 3 minimum. Okay. And some circumstances changed and she had to step it up for the family and leave classes for a while. So I decided Katie deserves to have something. So it was the inspiration for me to make the YouTube channel more than what it was because it was pathetic before. And yeah, so you were the inspiration, Katie. I appreciate you. You rock. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody. Spread the word. Tell other people about the group classes. Share the link. Direct them to my website. I have some information on group classes and a link for people to sign up. Yada, yada, yada. Send them my Instagram. I'm also going to start being a little bit more active on the Facebook group page for group classes. So, doing like notifications and letting people know when new videos are up. I'm going to try to get today's class, this class right here. I'm going to try to get that up today. I'll start working on it right now. All right, y'all rock. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Peace. Bye, Katie.